All right, notice the torn olive branch. Definitely no coincidences here that the eagle's holding it. Let me go ahead and read chapter 11, verse 16 through 25. Pay pretty close attention here. It's pretty deep. It's going to explain a lot. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, wert graft in among them, and with them partakest of the root and fatness of the olive tree, boast not against the branches. But if thou boast, thou bearest not the root, but the root thee. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off, that I might be grafted in. Well, because of unbelief they were broken off, and thou standest by faith. Be not high-minded, but fear. For if God spared not the natural branches, take heed lest he also spare not thee. Behold, therefore the goodness and severity of God on them which fell severity, but toward thee goodness, if thou continue in his goodness. Otherwise thou also shalt be cut off. And they also, if they abide not, still in unbelief, shall be grafted in. For God is able to graft them in again. For if thou wert cut out of the olive tree, which is wild by nature, and wert grafted contrary to nature into a good olive tree, how much shall these, which be natural branches, be grafted into their own olive tree? For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part is happened to Israel, until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. Wow. The first thing that you want to understand, the simple thing to see, is that the broken, torn olive branch that the eagle is holding is representing Ephraim as an unbelieving nation. Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. Well, remember, this unbelief is because they don't believe in the saving grace of Jesus Christ. They deny him as the Son of God, and instead they have chosen this well of material satisfaction that's coming from the fallen prince of this world, out the bottomless pit, out the abyss. And that we see that they've been made fruitful materially in what they believe to be spiritually, but really it's just a bastard version of some materially corrupted spiritual truths that they themselves possess. And they're getting all of this benefit now as broken branches. We saw in Genesis that it's the same branches of Joseph that were being fed by that well and became that fruitful bough. That fruitful bough is that collection of branches. Now we see that, without a doubt, that they were torn off from unbelief. But as we go through this narrative, we find out that God even says that if they give up their unbelief, well, they'll be grafted right back on in. And he says that they can be grafted right back on in so easily because they're a part of the original family anyway. And that it's going to be no miracle for the Father to bring them back into the fold. The miracle takes place with them giving up the unbelief that they have in his saving grace. So he's done the work. All they have to do is literally believe. But we find out that these haughty, prideful children, the eagle on its high nest, exalts itself in its unbelief in Jesus Christ. It flaunts its unbelief in Jesus Christ. And it literally believes that we don't know Jack, and that they're going to bring about order upon this world with this chaos. I'll be back.